Welcome back to my channel, Cancer. This is a reading for you for April 2023, and I only ask the question, what are the good things that are coming in for you? So from what I see here, you are making some progress. You're making some headway in a particular area that has been a bit daunting or challenging for you, but it is in around your finances. I still feel like you're in a place of penny pinching or holding back on your emotions, as well as just self-contained, not really engaging with a lot of people at this time. But I do feel overall you are making some kind of headway. Like I said, Six of Swords could even represent some sense of travel being on the mind or in consideration. The Ten of Pentacles is what I see coming in here. So this is a sense of family and unity, and it's coming in pretty rapidly. This could involve a Libra or a maternal energy here as well, but there is definitely something here that's in around abundance that is going to be helpful on some level. So it doesn't mean massive amounts of money necessarily, because I do see some cards of restraint here, but it does mean there is something that is representative of a happier event here, I would say, that is going forward. And it is something that's in around, a relationship. And this doesn't have to be a love relationship, but there is transformation that's taking place in regards to, that's evolving with the Empress. And again, with that Queen of Swords, that does represent air energy. So it could also be Gemini, Libra, Empress energy, sort of around that maternal sort of idea as well here. So it's just general synopsis first, and then we'll just kind of flesh it out here as we go. So again, what's coming in at a very rapid rate, because the eights are all about, things really being quite balanced. So I feel like you've got a lot to look forward to, because there's a lot of planning and a lot of regeneration that's coming through in the month of April with Eight of Wands and the Death card. You are really transforming here. You are becoming closer to having an understanding of yourself. I feel like, with the energy, the Queen of Swords and the Empress, it's almost just feeling better about oneself, feeling better about one's family, feeling better about that family unit, feeling better about, connections. But again, there is still some ending to a relationship that may have been a love relationship of some sort, but there is still energy of, endings here, transition, renewal, that kind of thing. And it does end on the renewal card. So you are kind of geared up for some kind of new beginning here. There's a new cycle that you're going to be transiting into here very soon. But right now, like I said, there's a sense of some kind of, because with the six, that's all about balance and harmony. And again, it's still a card of progress, again, facing a challenge that you have actually triumphed over. And again, it still looks like, even with the four, there's still a sense of balance that comes through with the four, even though it's about being a lot more restrictive and self-contained, like I said. But it's still an energy of somebody who's willing to be disciplined and put in the effort and the work to make something manifest, to create a foundation. The foundation is very important to them, especially when I see the cards out here with the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like that's what you're really focused on in this period here as well. And it seems to be going favorably. There is going to be some kind of quick communication that's coming in here as well. I would say in around a family situation, or in around a family unit connection, something along that line. But again, with the Empress, that can represent a mother image here as well. But certainly it's one of feeling better about oneself, wanting to beautify oneself, wanting to, really start to take a look at how to improve their surroundings around them. It's just generally an overall card of feeling good and looking good and really wanting to make better a situation. Like I said, there are a lot of cards here of grounding, and it could even be good news that's coming in from, an air sign or from a maternal figure here of some sort. But either way, I feel like there could be some sense of travel that is going to be kind of put onto the table. But Empress is a card of really feeling happy about a scenario here. So again, there may have been some level of words or conflict, but I feel like, because it's kind of harbored between some very positive cards, I don't really feel like that's the case with the Queen of Swords. I feel like it has been a bit of a hard communication sort of scenario between, in some kind of significant relationship for sure. Again, this could be a love relationship or somebody who's just really significant in your life that you've been very close to. But either way, when it ends up here with the Empress coming out, this is somebody who has a strong desire to beautify things, make their world better, can represent, some kind of just a more of an openness to listen, and ideas, and just get in touch and feel more supported. And it's just a really positive sort of card in all of those areas. So again, it's financial obligations that might be kind of easing in some way. I'm not seeing like big windfalls of money necessarily, but it's more along the lines of just feeling much more energized and nurtured, and just feeling like there is more emotional satisfaction in a particular area of your life. And again, creative projects, family, that kind of thing, it's just something that has more of a positive effect on you, that just makes you feel a lot more nurtured and energized this month. And again, when it's also next to that 10 of Pentacles, like I said, I mean, this is still a conclusive card, so this is kind of moving in again to a new phase of your life. So I feel like there's a stronger foundation here for you this month, or at least you're starting to feel that there's a stronger foundation, because this transition that you're about to kind of head into, I do feel is going to be one that is going to provide you with a lot more security. But there is a lot more, not really in that carefree stage or anything like that yet. I feel like you're very controlled in how you communicate, still feeling a lot more withdrawn and sort of just a little more withdrawn, like I said, overall. But I feel like there's still improvements in how things are going to go ahead. So in terms of family being stable is what I would say is that what that kind of amounts to as well. Because not only do you have the Four of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Empress, I mean, it's quick communication about something that is also probably in around money that is going to be creating some sense of security, and maybe gives the family a sense of there being a little bit more to work with here, as well as, kind of improving on the overall dream, or even in employment, that kind of thing. So for yourself, and again, it's whatever you consider family, or whatever you consider stability, that seems to be improving. And so there could be something that you're working toward here that is quite an abundant path, and I do feel like you will get there, because you are making some progress. But there's still, like I said, a lot of energy around intellectual ideas or anything like that that's coming through here that's still pretty relevant with the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, again, is still somebody who's very self-assured and really does communicate well in how they're getting their point across in terms of business, or even just in general communication. But money situations still go with the flow on this. So this is still about liking the challenge, or prepared for the challenge. And certainly it's also about things kind of falling into place. So I do feel like there is supportive energy here. I feel like there's a sense of being very self-reliant. I feel like there is, like I said, direct communication. It certainly speaks to a little bit of secretive energy here, but very problem solver. Somebody who is figuring out their world, figuring out themselves, figuring out, how things will go forward. But again, still keeping things under wraps. Like there's a certain discretion around either yourself or someone else. There's a sort of kind of a secretive kind of nature, I guess, is what I would say there, that, things don't really get revealed without a specific intention. Somebody is definitely just very careful in the way that they approach such scenarios. So they could be a little sharp-tongued, but again, when they do speak, it's just very direct, and I wouldn't say verbose, just a few words at best. So anyway, that's kind of those cards in a nutshell. But if we were to get into, like I said, the Empress, I feel like you're really starting to feel good about yourself, and really starting to feel like there's some changes that positive things are kind of moving in your favor. Again, you're about to go into some major transition, like I said, with that Death card, and the start of it is coming in for the month of April. So I feel like you've realized you've outgrown certain people, or outgrown certain connections. I feel like, you may have been dealing with a Scorpio sort of energy here as well, but it's a card of, making some big changes and putting the past behind you, or dealing with the things that scare you. It's all of that, seeing the truth in a situation. There's a lot more that you feel is out there for you, and you're just kind of letting go of the things that were familiar or negative. And I think that's a very big positive thing for you, is because once you let go of things, you allow for more energy to come in. And if your thought patterns are I don't want to say positive, because but if your thought patterns are authentic to your belief systems and your values, you are going to gravitate away from superficial things, and you will find that you have more, more things that will turn around in your life, because you're making a shift in your perspective, and you're rising to a new vibration spiritually, as well as, on other levels in your life, whatever it is that you felt needed to, be transformed. So again, it's kind of creating a whole new life for yourself. When I see the Death card out here and you're seeing the truth in the situation, like I said, I just feel like you're growing and you're changing, and there's a lot of, really supportive energy here. It's just really a time where you're ready for change. I feel like, you're kind of in this place of being closed off, but by the end of it, you're in this mode of, you're going through abundance, change. Things are starting to come in quickly here in terms of communication. You're starting to feel better about yourself. And then you're about to move into this place of, I'm going to be somebody different with whoever I end up with. So again, you're releasing some kind of bond or bounds, whatever you felt like you were bound by, because this is just going to be metamorphosizing or somehow changing into something that you can actually work with. Because if you were stuck in a love situation or a rut, mentally, you're kind of embracing the change at this point, and you're saying, I'm ready for new love, new connections, new, priorities in my life. I have more of a connection to myself. If you're not in a love relationship, I have more of a connection to myself, and I'm going to be treating myself like I actually matter. That kind of thing is the energy that I see here. So again, even with the lovers, like I said, it doesn't have to be, literally a lover situation, but it definitely speaks to kind of moving into a place where you have more connections here for sure. But again, you're feeling a lot better about yourself in a lot of ways here. So yeah, I feel like you're going to be able to get out of whatever this, heavy attachment was over here, and you're going to be able to bring that into a place where it's more suitable to, aligned with your beliefs and values and all of those things. But you are sort of in that place, like I said, where you're no longer divided. I feel like it could be Gemini energy here as well, but there might have been kind of that dual nature as well that you were kind of struggling with. Do I go forward? Do I try to give this a chance? Do I, you know what I mean? Whatever those questions are that came up for you, I feel like that period is over. I feel like you've actually made some kind of decision to improve things for yourself before you really get connected to someone else here. And that could be in around your finances, as well as just nurturing yourself, like I said, because there is some kind of communication coming in quickly that is going to make you feel like you are able to sort of move something ahead into the new you. Burdens that would be easing in this period, I would say, because there is more cooperation with, again, whatever this dynamic is, family or people that you consider family, or significant, relationships. But either way, there is some sense that there's going to be a cooperative partnership up ahead. But again, travel is still on the mind here, I would say, with the Six of Swords. And I feel like you're just ready to move on. That's where we are at in terms of the good things that are coming in for you for the month of April 2023. So keep moving forward, Cancer. I'm sure there'll be some negative things in there, but again, you got a lot of resources and a lot of support and a lot of cooperation, a lot of good things. They're going to be supporting you, whatever the things that might be that you counter in this period. But like I said, for the most part, everything's looking pretty good in regards to what's coming in for you in April. So keep moving forward, never give up, and I'll do a few other future reads here as we go along.